Okay, so let's get started. We are recording now, and I want to welcome everybody to our meeting today. It's going to be a lot of fun. Mark Stark did a special video just for you that we're going to be showing in just a minute, but I want to start here. We have a special guest today, and that is Telly from Property ID. And she is going to do a presentation for you, just about a 5 to 10 minute presentation about something that is new and she wanted to share with you. And then we'll move into our meeting. So everybody, let's welcome Telly, Property ID.
Hey guys. It might echo if I turn mine on.
Let's see. Can you hear me?
Okay, let me mute me. How's that?
There we go. Hi, everybody. I get to hear myself. I'm Tally Rosa with Property ID NHD. And I just want to stand up and say it's so nice to just be out and about and be in here with you guys.
Time now. We're going to meet and you're going to just talk.
How's that?
Much better.
Thank you. Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
Sorry. At least I woke you up, right? Okay, so first of all, I just want to say that we are recommending that you guys order your NHD at time of listing. There are a few reasons for that. One of them is 8038. So we have been disclosing these fire zones for over 22 years, along with your flood zones, all that stuff. So we want to give all prospective buyers the opportunity to know what the future may bring in terms of fire insurance, flood insurance, etc. Also, it would benefit you to go ahead and have both your TDS and your natural hazard disclosure at time of listing. Leave in the little notes that you would like all prospective buyers to please review the disclosures prior to submitting their offer. This will solidify your deal, and they will not be permitted to leave they lose that 3 to 5 day to wait. So you want to keep your deals together. Those are my 2 little tips. But what I wanted to share with you guys today is we have a brand new product called Max, and we've created Max in order.
Go ahead and just put your mask down so there, because it's easier to understand. Thanks.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
So we've created Max for you guys. And Max is what we call a one-page NHD, but it is not a one-page NHD, so don't be scared. It is a no scrolling NHD. So think of this first page, if you will, as a dashboard. And as I had mentioned, we talked about fire. So you can just jump immediately to whatever area you would like to look at. There is no reason to scroll through 78 pages of disclosures and information. Your forms are right here in the very first, so everything is provided for you. I also want to make sure that I point this little area out to you guys, the geologic. This is an important area because these are not disclosures that would require any kind of insurance, but they are disclosures that may affect the desirability of the property upon which a buyer can open a lawsuit. We want to make sure we disclose things like potential for landslides. We want to disclose subsidence if the land is actually sinking. Wind erosion, perfect example. I live in Palm Springs Villas. Many of you know that area. It's very windy, but only certain times of the year. So had I moved into my condo in January, I may not know what March would bring. So we want to make sure that we disclose anything that may affect the desirability of the property. It is very important that your clients read the NHD before submitting the offer, because we want to make sure that nothing's going to hold up your deals. We're in a crazy market right now. And so we want to make sure that all of our paperwork is done, all of our disclosures are complete, and we look amazing out in the market area. So that's really it. I don't want to spend a lot of time pitching you guys, but I would love to hear from you. There is another, I'm so sorry. There is another benefit here, but I'm unable to access it due to Zoom. On the second page of the report, there are 3 circles. One is my home, one is my maps, one is my chat. The my maps when you hit it, it would open up maps. It interfaces immediately so that your potential clients can take a little walk around the neighborhood if that information is in there. And my is also, it integrates with Google Earth. And so this offers an aerial view satellite of the neighborhood. And so these are two fun little tools. And then the third one is my chat. I do want to remind you guys, if you have questions about the natural hazard disclosure, or if your clients have questions, please reach out directly to us. Please don't answer questions that you may or may not have the correct information. So we've added a little button that links directly to us. You can click my chat and chat with Sammy, and Sammy will direct you. And she's a real person. She's not a machine. Sammy will direct you.
She is.
No, she's not. Well, she's a machine, girl. I mean, she's a machine, but you know, she's made of organic material, so she's able to have a conversation with you. And we do encourage you guys to bring questions. This is for your benefit and for your buyers as well. I think that's it, you guys. Thank you for the, Max Property ID Max, $99, including the environmental, you guys. It's an amazing deal. So please reach out. Thank you for having me, and it's so nice to be here, you guys. Thank you very much.
Yay, you're welcome. Okay, and does anybody have any questions for Telly? Okay, hearing none. Maybe you can put your contact information in chat.
Absolutely.
And then that way you'll have her contact information, and you can reach out to her if you have any questions directly. Okay, let me share my screen now. And we will get started. Oops, that's not what you want. You want this. There we go. Although a little Aerosmith in the morning is not a bad thing, keeps us going, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay, so let's go forward. I just want to do a quick shout out to our affiliates, Legendary Landwood, Axia Home Loans, American Home Shield, Old Republic. Again, thank you, Telly, for being here. We truly appreciate it and everything that you do. Okay, I do want to give a special shout out. We have a few new people that have joined our team, and Tom Blacksmith is a broker. I know you'll make him feel welcome as soon as you meet him in person. We also are privileged to have Patrick Lane and Sherry McDaniel join us. And I think I saw Patrick pop on. So Patrick, if you want to say hi, you're welcome to unmute yourself and say hello and introduce yourself. Maybe? I know I saw him. Let me look at the chat here. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, well, he's not popping on, so that's okay. Patrick and Sherry are in Big Bear, and they specialize in the Big Bear area. We actually will now have a presence in Big Bear. We're swapping out the signs from his prior broker. And so I just want to make sure that you feel very, very welcome, and we're glad you're here with us. So welcome. Okay, moving on here. Imelda, do you have an update for us?
Yes, we actually have the title date with Melissa Durant today at 11 a.m. You guys are welcome to come in if you have any questions for her. And then also in regards to SkySlope, I've been noticing that we are having a lot of missing signatures, or some of the documents are actually being uploaded upside down. So if I could ask you to re-upload them, please do so. And that's it.
Great, thank you. Yeah, that's a little crazy. So yeah, if your documents are upside down, guys, it makes it really challenging to proof and look at. So thank you, Imelda, for doing that. I know it's not easy checking all the files, but thank you. We're much grateful. Okay, moving right along, congratulations to our listing agents for May. We've got Ann and Mark and DeVern, Gary, Abraham, Maria, Julia, and Espy, and Rolando. So congratulations. We're about a third of the way to our goal, so let's keep hitting it out there. On the open escrows, we're moving right along. So congratulations, Donna and Ann and Deborah and Terry, Lance, Debbie, Maria, Jean, Judy and Nelson, Ann, Mary Mark's group, and Josh and her whole team there, Mark's Real Estate Group. Ann Stark again, Donna, DeVern, Gary, Angie, Lance, and Mark. So congratulations to you all. Let's just keep hitting it because there's lots of activity going on and you want to make sure you get your fair share. Okay, so last week, Berkshire National put on a phenomenal mastermind event. It was over a 2-day period. And these are only, it was an exclusive invitation to chairman, circle, and above. And so it's quite a privilege to receive that invitation, but it was so powerful and there were so many great ideas that Mark Stark did a special little, let's say, summary that he wanted to share with all the agents. So let me go back here, previous, and see if I can, oops, capture this link. And just copy it because I'm not doing it normal. Actually, maybe if I did this, there it is. Now let me go from current slide. Those one little steps. Okay, here we go.
Hello, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services leadership team and sales executives. I have a special video today that I'm very much looking forward for all of you sharing it at your upcoming sales meeting. Be it that these are not, they're not any tied to any specific timing of anything, please show it in your offices as soon as possible. I will tell you, in addition to this video, there is also backup written material that basically hits every point that I'm going to cover today. So Diane Ray in our executive branch will get it to all the managers. And if you have any additional questions or need additional copies, please just reach out to Diane and she will help you. All right, let me jump in. Here's what today is all about. Recently, May 12th and 13th, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services nationally had their chairman circle diamond masterminds. And really, there was a wealth of information. Some of you may have participated in that who are at that level. And you may not have been able to see everything because you were busy. So what we did with the help of many of the managers and myself in being involved in the masterminds, we took a slew of ideas that I want to share with you today. So I'm going to fly through these pretty quick, but no worries. Again, you'll have the back.
All right, sweetie.
And then if you have more questions, please always go to your manager and they can come to me direct and we can talk about it if there is additional information needed. All right, let me just start off with some general ideas regardless of which specific mastermind group this came out of. All right, so one, sending out or reaching out to saying, do you still want to be a landlord? Based on where equity values have gone, you know, keep this in mind. Even though rents are very healthy, based on how aggressive the price of a property can grow, it may not make sense for that particular person to rent it anymore, and they're better off pulling out their cash. So what a great opportunity for you to reach out and say, if you don't want to be a landlord anymore, okay, in the marketplace, I can help you divest of this property. All right, share powerful next. Sharing powerful stats showing that this market, in all the markets, and I have to say throughout the US, is going to be vibrant for a while. Why? One big stat that you may not know about, that nation household formation, which is key, okay, a big driver of purchasing home and home ownership overall, continues to rise. So sharing, getting some statistics, and you may have others, but this one came out in the mastermind group. Nations household formations are continuing to rise. All right. Do you want, this is more on the commercial side, do you want to flip your recent land or development purchase? So let's say someone purchased land or development or whatever, and they wanted to develop a project. But you know, the value has shot up so dramatically, maybe they're better off flipping it, dumping it now, taking their money off the table, and then fighting another day and let someone else build that development. Social media messaging to attract sellers. 2 key areas that they keyed in on. Home values, so talking about how they can click on home values, like through us, using buy side, all right? And also success stories, all right? And remember, success stories in the marketplace, okay, does not always have to be your direct with your manager. You know what? We send out testimonials for other sales executives of what they've experienced. Use that as some of your success stories. All right. Minimize raising sales price by having the buyer, okay, paying for all closing costs, even including commissions. So now you're not raising that sales price more dramatically, having, you know, having less issues with appraisals, okay, but you're still getting a stronger net to the seller side by paying those closing costs. All right. This was interesting, carefully inspecting the property when you show it. So when you write your offer and the buyer is willing to maybe waive some inspections, you basically did your inspection while you looked at the property. So you were looking at it with a eye, more sensitive as you were walking through, because you were kind of doing a walkthrough inspection, okay, as you were showing the properties to the buyer. I thought this was very innovative. So as you walk through, you get that comfort level of how the property has been kept up. Here's a great one: target market mailers to a certain price range. So you want to grow a price range. In this example, in the mastermind group, it was $1 million and up, okay? Whatever price range that you want to focus on, you start doing a mail out program and a reach out program to a specific targeted price range to grow your market share and your presence in that price range. Another great one, AdWorks. You know, we do one of AdWorks' strongest programs is their top of mind program, where you use that with your sphere past clients. All right. And as they open up your email, you know what? You basically follow them around the internet, okay, wherever they go. That's powerful. Well, here's this. In addition to that, how about people that you are now just meeting for the first time that are now part of your sphere? Maybe at an open house, maybe at an initial listing presentation, whatever it is. Okay, maybe you're going to be going to a listing presentation and you immediately put them in this AdWorks program. Why? Because now, okay, even though they're just in your sphere or you just met them or you know a listing presentation is coming up soon, they're going to start seeing you in the marketplace on a consistent basis, laying a great piece of groundwork to say, hey, I'm everywhere. I'm marketing everywhere. I thought that was a very phenomenal idea. Okay, renovating and staging every single property that needs it. Everyone that needs it. Listen, if a property is pristine, absolutely pristine, and it doesn't need it, great. But if it does, you need to really think strongly about renovating it and staging it. Why? One, absolutely increases the value of the property. And in this market, I believe wholeheartedly, okay, your chances of increasing the value of the property over than what it costs to renovate and stage the property, if you do your job, we'll talk about a little bit more about that in a second. Guess what? You should not have a problem with that by far. And it can absolutely be leaps and bounds more for our client as long as we take away any buyer challenges and renovating certainly where it needs it and then staging the property properly. You can utilize Apex. We have a program to help you with this, but regardless, renovate and stage, very important. All right, one oldie but goodie, but there's phone calls just around just listed and just sold. And what they said on the mastermind group is they find more answering the phone. All right, wanting information, whatever the case may be, is if they're answering their phones, those just listed and just sold calls can be very powerful. All right, let's look at some ideas that they categorized a little bit untraditionally. All right, these are some of of these are so innovative. Right? Sending previous clients in Sphere unsolicited BMAs and CMAs to show how much, okay, their equity has increased. Kind of put this in a category of a neighborhood surprise equity message. All right, let them know. So you can do this to your Sphere and your past clients, very powerful. And remember, you're just sending it to them. They already know and respect you, know of you. You're sending it to them. Or you can just hit a neighborhood and say, this neighborhood has skyrocketed. I want to make sure all the people in the neighborhood, okay, are pleasantly surprised in how powerful their equity has grown. So you send that out. Remember, in this market, I'm doing a sales meeting around our company. Okay, this market, if you really understand pricing, is about process, not about price. So if you're picking a price, you're making a mistake. What you need to do, your job, is to maximize your seller's equity. To do that, okay, and to do it very successfully, it's about your process, not about picking a price. The price you pick to put the MLS system is a strategic price to help maximize your client, maximize their price. So keep that in mind. This environment is about process, not about price alone. Everything is strategic. All right, buyer's needs list, okay? Taking a buyer's needs list and emailing that to your SOI and other top agents, letting them know, look, right? I don't know if you've run into a property, but I've got a buyer that needs a property like this, and let him know. And certainly letting your Sphere and past clients know if they know someone to call you immediately. Called preferred neighborhood, all right? And or write handwritten notes with buyers interested in buying a home in that neighborhood. So let's say you have buyers interested in that neighborhood. Get out there with handwritten notes, get out there door knocking, call, whatever the case may be, is whatever information you have, and let that neighborhood know you're there to help. And by the way, before you do anything, I have a buyer for your property. All right, they categorize this next list is how to win deals, Okay, some of these you may already be doing, but some were very innovative as well. Instead of telling the buyer to pay over or waive, because waive everything, because that's where the market is in the craziness, say, let me share with you what some other buyers have chose to do. And I think that was a really smart way to communicate that message. Same message, but I think it lets them know, let me show you what other people are doing, because that's going to be part of our competition. All right. Backup offers, guys. In this market, you have so many more properties. The fallout rate in this environment is bigger than it's ever been in all markets. And here's why. People get caught up in the thrill and the want of winning a property. So they end up paying a substantial amount for that property. And by the way, one other thing on this process, instead of price, remember your two jobs. Finding someone to maximize, okay, the price for your seller, and someone who can actually execute on that price. So just because I'm willing to pay $1 billion doesn't mean I can actually close at $1 billion, which goes right into this. So you've got buyers that either have overpromised and will underdeliver, or they've just overpromised in their mind and they've got buyer's remorse. Either way, the transaction ends up canceling. Yep. Well, guess what? If you up front put in a backup offer, you're next in line without having to re-go through that next bidding war. Specifically, if your buyer was willing to take it for that price, come in and be their backup to support that price. Ask the listing agent, okay, may sound simple, but what does the seller need, okay, from a buyer to win this deal? I want to know. They may not share it. They may feel it's not in their client's best interest to share. But the old saying, can't hurt in asking, so ask. And they may tell you specifically some information that can be valuable for you and your client. Ask the agent, this was really innovative. Ask the agent who their favorite lender is. And Listen, it doesn't force your buyer to use any lender they want. However, if I know ABC lender is this selling agent's favorite lender, I certainly want them to do a pre-qual on my buyer, because if John, who's their lender, is very comfortable with my buyer and would try and get that business, and if whatever my buyer chooses to do, they do. But if John's comfortable in this example, then guess what? Then you know what? That agent, that listing agent's going to be more comfortable because his loan officer said, this buyer's strong, they're good, they're not going to have any problem closing, whatever the case may be. Really innovative idea, loved it. All right. This one, mailing around a listing and disclose you lost the offer. So you're bidding on a property in a specific area, you don't get it. Someone else beats you out. Immediately getting to that neighborhood and letting them know, hey, I have a buyer extremely interested. They bid on a recent property. They did not get the bid. They're very interested. They were one of the strongest bids on the property. If you're interested in selling, I have a buyer ready to go right now. I thought that was really interesting. All right, preparing. This one was an idea of preparing the seller to list. Of course, asking open-ended questions. Remember, we talk about this all the time. Do not think for your clients. You don't have to. Ask questions. Let them communicate what's actually on their mind. You don't have to guess. All right, be thoughtful to their wants and needs, and ask what their concerns are. Okay, right up front that you know their concerns. Why? So you can come up with solutions, all right, and answers for them up front. So you lay those concerns to rest right up front, and you're not dealing with those concerns through the transaction. I thought that was a great idea as well. Okay, next they put under general communication. Love this. Okay, and this is one that I've been a big fan of. Start with face-to-face communication with the other agent. Okay, you want to start face-to-face communication with the listing agent. How do you do that? You hand deliver every one of your offers. Guys, I don't care that everything's technical. In this scenario, it is not as powerful as you coming to that listing agent, driving to their office, handing them, okay, your offer. Okay, I'm going to talk about having an organized cover sheet with that offer. So it's clean, it's professional. You meet them face to face, eye to eye. Yes, you have a nut and bun cake or your grandmother's brownies with you, whatever it takes. And you present that to them and say, here are the brownies, they're amazing. Those are for you and your group. And here's my offer. And I just have to tell you, my buyers are so interested in this property. I know you have to represent your client. I get it. I'm there. I just want you to know we're so serious. I wanted to drive over here personally and hand you this offer. Powerful message. Guys, please don't forget we're people first. Okay, we weren't born sales executives. We were born people. We're sensitive. We care. We have comfort levels. You know, help me, help you. Help me, help you. A Jerry Maguire line. And that is get face to face. Treat me like a person. You'll be more apt to be treated like a person as well. How's this? All right. Do a quick video. Do a quick video. Along with that, sharing, all right, a summary of the office. Do the key points. Do points that's going to make my life as the agent easier. Tell them it's a 2-minute video. Please watch it. Make it client friendly, meaning they can show it to their clients. So don't put stuff in there that the client wouldn't be comfortable, because I want them to use it. I want them to feel comfortable showing it to their clients, but let them know, hey, here's this information. Let me tell you how we're going to work together, and I'm going to make your life as easy and as simple as possible so your client gets what they need, okay, out of their property. And last category is managing your personal workload. Okay, managing your workload. Some of these are repeat, but very powerful. One, your daily routine is a must. If you don't have a specific daily routine of when you do things from, you know what, when you do, I'm going to use a dirty word, prospect, when you do your prospecting, which is a must in our business, can be to your sphere, can be to outside, whatever the case may be, is but you've got that scheduled in. When you work out, it's scheduled in. When you do other things, it's scheduled in. You have a routine each and every day. You understand the power of priorities. All right, you're living your priorities. All of us live our priorities. So make sure that your priorities mesh with what you're trying to create in life, because they don't, I'm telling you, if you do it, you're making it a priority. It's a simple rule. All right, hire help, hire help. But Mark, I can't afford it. BS, that's right, I said it, BS, you can't afford it. All right, that's the powerful thing. I'm going to talk about this on this week's Facebook Live. Okay, you can watch this at a different time. Don't worry, the Facebook Live will be there talking about DRC, daily revenue commitment. Okay, the only reason you can't afford something is because you're not generating enough revenue. That's why revenue comes first. All right, so bottom line is, all right, hire help. You'll be amazed at how much more you can get done and how much more you'll enjoy doing what you're getting done. All right, take time for yourself. We're not robots. We need that time. That's why scheduling in your routine, your time, your day, your family time, your kids' time, whatever the case may be for you, okay, your spouse's time, your significant other, it matters. Put that in there. Make sure you're doing that, because it's all part of making you whole and feeling, okay, the best that you possibly can feel. All right, and then last but certainly not least, staying in a mindset of gratefulness. All right, don't let the world win. Don't let the frustrations of the world. If we want peace in our lives, it's up to us to give ourselves as each individual that peace, because we can choose to let things drive us crazy, or we can choose to, you know what, stay peaceful and keep moving forward in our lives. I think there's so many great ideas here. I know this will be a wealth of support for you. If you have any questions on it, I was going to say, I hope that it'll help, and I know it will. So if you have any questions on it, get with your manager. We'll be more than happy to give any specific additional information. Have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.
Wow, good stuff.
That was very good.
Yeah.
Very good stuff. Okay, so let me get out of here. Maybe. How do I get out? Okay, bear with me while there we go. Okay. I was locked into YouTube there. Okay, so some really great stuff. I do have the handouts that are here in the office, but I've also, on the next couple of pages here, it's summarized here. So when I email out the PowerPoint and the YouTube video to you, everything will be right here. And of course, we will have some hard copies in the office as well. So hopefully that's helpful to you. One thing I wanted to just touch base, because I think we're missing it on a few of our listings. In the MLS, and I don't even know, some of you may not even understand what this means, but there's a line when you're entering stuff in the MLS called dual variable compensation. And it's right near where you put the information about what you're paying the other broker, the cooperating broker, what percentage, and then underneath it'll say dual variable compensation, yes or no. And many times people don't even know what that means, so they just say, no. What it means is, as a listing agent, if you've agreed to discount your commission, if you double in the transaction, that is your dual variable compensation, meaning as a dual agent, my commission will vary. I'm going to reduce my commission. And you have to disclose that to the other agents so they understand if they're writing an offer, and especially if there's multiple offers, and one of the people writing an offer is the listing agent, if that's a yes, then you have to know that he's reducing his commissions. The seller's going to net a larger amount. Does that make sense? So I included right here 7.22. This is the dual or variable rate commission amendment. This came right from the MLS rules and regulations. And I just want you to see right down here, I've included a little graphic so you can see buyer agency compensation in this case was 3%. Dual variable compensation in this instance was no. So if you have in your listing agreement agreed to discount your commission if you double end it, make sure you're disclosing it appropriately on the MLS as a yes. Any questions there? Okay, we're just going to move on. If you do, just feel free to pop in. Okay, one other thing is Canva, and many of you have signed up for it already. Canva's huge, and you might love it. You might say, "Oh my gosh, it's one more thing." It is one more thing because we're all about giving you options and letting you do what you like to do best. So Canva is a product that historically you would have had to pay for, but Berkshire Hathaway has worked something out with them, so you have access to this free of charge. There is still a premium that you can sign up for over and above the basics, but the basics are pretty phenomenal, and you'll be able to do pretty much whatever you want to do in Canva with what Berkshire is offering you. So if you've not signed up yet, you can click, emails are going out all the time now from marketing. You can even access it straight from the VAC. But in fact, this is what I got from the top portion of the VAC. And it says here, click here for one-click access. Not on the PowerPoint, of course, but when you log into the Virtual Agent Center, then you can click there and sign up for free. And then how to use it, there is going to be Canva training Thursday, May 20th at 10. Of course, free to you. You just click. There was an email that went out yesterday. It's also on our calendar with the link in the VAC, so you can always feel free to click there. Excuse me, if you can't find the email, you can click there. But when you do, you'll see when you log in, there's a whole file folder here called Berkshire Hathaway, California, Arizona, Nevada. It's all our branded forms, and we're talking flyers, we're talking postcards, we're talking social media graphics. Pretty much whatever you need is in Canva. So if you want something that's over and above the VAC and the National Resource Center, welcome Canva to bring you even more goodies for your using pleasure. Okay, today, Mark already talked about it. Today is daily revenue commitment and why that is so important to your business. And so today on Facebook Live, if you've not logged in before, just go to Mark Stark CEO and go to his Facebook page at 1:30. He's going to be showing up live, and he's going to be discussing this very, very important topic. And so make sure you're joining in. If you can't, if you're out showing property or taking a listing, no problem, because they're all recorded and you can go back and watch it anytime. So just go to Mark's page. Any past topics you can go see. And I got to tell you, all of them are pretty phenomenal. Okay, today or this week's VAC training calendar, when you log into the VAC and go to the calendar, you'll see links for Videolicious. Videolicious is a super simple but wonderful video where you can turn photographs and merge photos and videos and create your own branded video, actually. Really nice. So if you don't know how to do all that, Videolicious. AdWorks is also this week. Intro to your CRM and the VAC 2.0 staying in touch. So that's going on this week. Also this week is Rick Berube, our company coach. He's doing like a Reader's Digest condensed version of his success series. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, today, tomorrow, Thursday, from 1 to 4. And he is going to be, it's on the calendar with his Google Meets link. So you can just go into the calendar, click on the link. You should also be receiving emails about it, but I tried to make it easy for you to just go right to the calendar. It's also right here. This is the access link that you'll be able to click on as well. And then of course today, Melissa Duran of Landwood Title is going to be in our office. If you have title questions, if you don't have title questions, if you're just not sure what the heck a profile is, or you're not sure how to read the preliminary title report, or you want this really cool app that's going to generate your form immediately and send it to her to get email addresses so you can upload those into your CRM. And now, like Mark was talking about, those neighborhood reports and the seller report, all these cool things that we have in the VAC, you can upload your farm there, you can send out the neighborhood reports, and you can add AdWorks to track them. So now they're getting your neighborhood reports, they're getting your postcards, and now they're seeing you following them on AdWorks. you are going to be everywhere. No one can say you are not top of mind. Okay. So some excellent tools for you. And I just want to make sure that you're utilizing them. And I know sometimes I hear, oh my gosh, I'm just so overwhelmed because there's just too much. I understand. And how do you eat an elephant, right? One bite at a time. Just take that one baby step. And if you're not sure what to do, we'll find you the help that you need. So I think it's just really important that you feel comfortable and confident so that we can get out there and just take market share. Okay. I'm going to call out here for plugs or wants, whatever you guys need, but I just want to remind you, I am frequently asked by our experienced agents for TCs, assistants, and buyer agents. And I know several of you have reached out with questions. If you have an interest, it's, TCs do files. Assistants are going to do something more. They're going to be more of that hands-on, maybe cover social media and marketing and getting the advertising put together. And there's, just a bunch of things that an assistant might do to help an agent like Mark Stark was talking about. It's important when you get so busy to hire out, delegate, because then you can just increase your volume. And of course, buyer agents right now are those people when a listing agent has several listings and they're running, they are running. They've got 7, 8 things in escrow. They're taking new listings, and now their phone's ringing from a buyer saying, can you show me this property? They may not have time. So it's good to have somebody they can fall back on and say, hey, can you go show this property? And you guys work out the splits and how it's going to be, how it's going to work all together. But that should be worked out in advance. So if you know of somebody, either one, let me know. And I'm starting a list, and then I can help everybody put it together so we can just help each other grow and stay strong. So that's my plug out there. And does anybody else have any plugs or wants? I'm going to stop sharing my screen right now so we can just see you. Okay. Any plugs or wants? Any needs that you guys have? Question?
Gina, we've heard so many things about the PEA and not needing the glide, and everything's changed. Is there any update from our office?
Good question, Katie. And nothing's changed yet. The PEDs are still California, by law, they're still required. We're hoping that June 15th, when everything opens up, they will no longer be required. My fingers are crossed. But in the meantime, you need to do a PED every time you take a client or visit a property. And so, no, we're not. I'm not using Glide right now. But last week in our meeting, let me give you that website again. It's easypd.com. And that's EASYPEADY.com. And if you go to easypd.com, it's super simple, like 3 steps. It'll complete the PED for you and email it out to all parties, including the listing agent. So it's super simple way of getting your PEDs done and out there. Our office is obviously open. You can come and go as you want. If there's several people here, we're still wearing masks.
As far as open houses, now that we could do open houses, yes. I thought I read that there's a new form that we don't have to register on site or something like that.
The thing that came out from CAR yesterday.
Yes.
Simple 1-page PEAD. And if you don't want to require those, there's just a sign-in sheet. So I'm sure we'll be getting more information on all that. It was like yesterday afternoon.
Thank you.
So yeah.
Absolutely. I hope, did everybody hear Mary? Yesterday afternoon, CAR sent out an email to all its membership, and it was about open houses. And there's a link on there for what's required. I was going to cover it today, but it was, going really into open houses. I knew it would take about a half hour, and I wanted to allow for Mark. So if you're holding an open house, go look at that. I'll try to find it, and I'll forward that out to everybody again. But you can meet, just like go do a normal open house, assuming we have a listing that stays on the market more than a day. You can schedule your open house, and then pull up these forms, and this people can just sign these forms before they come in. Again, they're just the certification that they're not sick, they haven't been tested for COVID.
But even the P, when we're showing property, it's just one page now, and you can put on here where if you just say this is for everybody, and it's just simply simple. So
Yeah, this one is if it's called a PED all, you know, because that we were used to the PED B, the PED S, the blah blah blah. Now this is a PED all, and it just came out this month, May 21, and it's just one page, principal, acknowledgements, representations, and then any, you know, here everybody signs it, and that you just have
Gina,
that.
what
Yes.
Katie is talking about is called the Open House Showing Guidelines Sign-In Form. I made a copy of it yesterday, and it's form PSI, and it's just like you sign in with you read the requirements. It's not a PED, it's just a sign-in sheet.
It's right here.
Oh, okay. That's,
It is.
you said it was a PEDS all. That's
two different forms we're talking about, Ellen.
Right. That's the one Katie's
So
talking about is the
when you're showing properties that you can use. There's also for open houses, the open house and showing guidelines sign.
Right. That's the one I'm talking about.
As of May 21.
Okay. All
These
right.
are forms that you should have gotten with your email yesterday for call.
Yeah. Thank you.
I appreciate that. So yeah, in fact, next week we're really
Thanks, Ellen.
next week we're really going to be covering
Anytime, Katie.
As well. So did that answer your questions, Katie?
Yes.
Okay, good. Let's go do some open houses. We had some people do open houses last weekend, and remarkably, there was not a lot of traffic last weekend. I think people were just in shock that there was an open house.
Messaging isn't quite sunk in yet.
I know. So I'm excited about it, and I'm looking forward to getting out and seeing you guys at open houses and getting the listings and seeing things kind of get back down to a normal market if that's possible in the near future. So anyway, thanks. Any other questions, comments? Okay, then. I'm gonna call this a meeting, and I thank you all for being here. If you have questions, I'm here for you. Let's make it an excellent week, very profitable, and let's go get those listings. Thank you, guys.
thank you.
Thanks, Gina.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gina.
Thanks, Ellen.
Thanks, Gina.
Thank you,
Thank you, Gina.
Thanks, Gina.
Hi, Dee.
Hey.
And welcome, Big Bear Lake. Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah.
So excited. That's where we need to have our summer office meetings, right? Up in Big
Oh,
Bear.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
We'll definitely have an open house there. Okay. Stop recording.
Bye, Gina. Thank you.
Bye. Thanks, SB.